This is the brand new CR18P Evo V2 rock van from Hobby Plus. Actually, that's just the box. This is the actual Evo V2 rock van from Hobby Plus. And it's still gonna share all the same great features as the original Evo rock van, but with some new goodies. But before I show you too much on the truck, we gotta show you what else comes inside the box. There's not a crazy lot extra, but you do get manual with the USB style charger, a little 4-way wrench down there. And lastly, you're gonna get the radio inside. That's it, Hobby Plus is keeping it light. And speaking of keeping it light, this transmitter is so tiny. It does feel pretty decent, very similar feel to the Team Crowley Synchro 4 radio. About the same size too, really. With this one, you do get just a regular plastic wheel and trigger. Your channel 4 button to control the lights is down here. Channel 3 is a 3-position switch for the 2-speed transmission. Throttle and steering reverse, dual rates and trims. Bind buttons right up here in the middle of the LEDs, your on and off switch. And the switches up here in the top middle are actually to adjust some of the settings on your ESC, like the drag brake. On the bottom of the transmitter, that's where you're gonna load your 4 AAA batteries, which it looks like we're completely out of. So it's time to load up and take a trip to the New York State Wildflower. Just like that, we made it to the nearest New York State Wildflower. Now we got power. That is enough with the boring stuff. It's time to get to the van.
When you're living in a van down by the river!
Starting off with the body here, absolutely freaking gorgeous. This truck is available in a gray and a blue. We went with the blue version here, and it definitely has some 90 vibes going on, almost like maybe a news station wrap if it didn't have the Hobby Plus logo and the 4x4 rock van logo on there. And this is all just a decal. It's not painted on there or anything. It's just a blue base layer body. Do have tinted windows with molded mirrors, molded windshield wipers, and a fake little rear view mirror sticker. The V2 features a full roof rack on top with a molded LED light bar. More LED lights with that molded grille and large molded front bumper. In the back, you are going to get more molded features like these tail lights with functional LEDs inside and a molded rear bumper. Just decals for the rear windows, no tint there. To take the body off, you actually have to flip the van over. When you do, it'll give you access to these 2 itty bitty baby body clips in there. They're kind of hard to reach when you got sausage fingers like me, but it is still possible. With those body clips out, you should be able to pick up this body just like this and rotate the entire thing forward. And as you can tell, it's very stiff in those body mounts, so there shouldn't be too much body play on there. And with that body rotated to the front of the chassis, you can see all the craziness they got going on underneath this thing. For the electronics, you do have a 600 mAh 7.4 volt 2S LiPo with the little baby connector on there. A 3-in-1 control module. Yeah, I said 3-in-1. This module acts as your ESC, your receiver, and your light module. Now it is a FlySky unit, so that does give me a little bit of assurance it should be pretty decent and keep up. And to be honest, without a 3-in-1, I have a feeling this thing would be even crazier with wire management than what it is right now. Now, just in front of that, you do have a little tiny 180 size 55 turn brushed motor. And you actually got 2 servos. You got one here in the back for the 2-speed transmission, and you got one in the front to steer with. Speaking of steering, it is a servo on axle setup with portal axles. It is all metal gears inside of there with new reinforced stub axles. It is a 4-link setup front and rear on this rig, and speaking of links, they are all plastic as well as the drive shafts. Big bore oil-filled shocks with aluminum cap and threaded collar. And one of the new features on the V2 are these plastic wheel wells. They do sit up higher and allow the rear axle to get plenty of flex back and forth without making any contact or rubbing, so you could do some good crawling with this little RC car. Moving on down to the shoes on this guy, you got the 2-piece beadlock Deep Star plastic wheel sitting on what they call their mudder tires. These tires have a freaking aggressive tread pattern with lugs sticking out the sides on either side of them, all kinds of detail in the tread, and what are arguably some of the softest RC tires I've ever felt in my entire life. And they almost feel snicky like snot right out of the box. These things should hook up so good on the trail. All that is being held together with a metal frame chassis and mostly hex hardware. The only Phillips I've seen are for the servo mounts. So when you first turn your truck on, you're not gonna have any light action. You're gonna press that channel 4 once, and that is going to give you your headlights and some tail lights in the back. Press it a second time, and that is basically the high beams, and you now also have turn signals. Go ahead, click that a third time, and that's where the magic happens with the light bar. Same deal on the rear for now. Even when you go and press the reverse button, nothing happening. You do have turn signals though. Press channel 4 for the fourth time, and that's going to give you your hazard lights down below on the front and the rear of the car. All right, for the 2-speed transmission in the middle, it's in neutral. Can hear the motor turning in there, but nothing moving. You're gonna click that to the left once, and that is going to be low gear. Nice low and slow. That's full speed and low right there. All right, go ahead, flick that switch all the way to the right. This is gonna be high speed mode. As you can see, a lot crazier, especially on the back of the truck bed here. You know the drill. I'm tired of yapping. We're gonna go get this little lipo charged up, and I'll see you out on the trail. All right, here is top speed in low gear. We're gonna click that over too high. And wow, that is a lot faster. Steady jog pace right there. Wow, that's almost like a mini Basher Munster truck at that speed. Whoa, slightly top heavy in high gear. Really hot day down here in the woods, but the creek bed is nice and washed out in this area, so it's really loaded with rocks. Lots of small rocks, perfect for crawling with the Evo rock van. As I make a driver error and crash over here, I was just gonna say this car is doing so good. Whenever I get a closed fender mini RC crawler, I'm always worried that the truck's not gonna be able to flex. It's gonna hit the fender wells if there is some, but this rock van's doing really good. It actually has a ton of flex, way more than you would presume from the outside by looking at the van shaped body. And it's doing really good. This is a fun little rig. So that fall actually caused the battery to become unplugged. I mean, all we had to do was take the body off and plug it back in, but interesting, didn't seem like that big of a fall. Bit of a risque move next. We're gonna start over here, climb up the bank, go over there, and try to make it down this log without falling in the water. Probably gonna end up being a waterproof test, knowing my driving skills and the narrowness of this log. Oh. So, we cannot play submarine as the van body actually floats in the water and does not let the tires dig in at the bottom. Did just find a brick in the creek. Unfortunately, not the kind of brick to get you rich, but still a brick. All right, guys, so that's everything on the Hobby Plus Rock Van Evo V2. This vehicle is just an absolute joy to drive. It basically drives itself. Box stock, it performs really, really good. If you want a mini crawler, this is an excellent choice. It's gonna do what you want. Now, that being said, if you're looking to drive underwater, it does float, so you might want to add some weight down low to this thing to give it some traction. We ran it quite a bit in the water today, and for the most part, it did really well, but I did notice a couple times after we were in the water, the front servo got a little jittery on us. Now, that being said, it steers completely fine now, left and right. So I don't know what that was all about, but it seems to be doing fine now. We ran it a ton after. It only got jittery one more time for just like 30 seconds, and then it was back to normal. Everything else worked absolutely fine after the water. All the lights still work and function and all that good stuff. So nothing wrong there. ESC motor's still working great. Tires hooked up really well. We did get hung up on a few things, but they're pretty big obstacles for a mini crawler. So if you're thinking about picking one up in either the blue or the gray, I think you're gonna have a good time with it and really enjoy this mini RC vehicle. If you're interested in picking one up for yourself, need some spare or upgrade parts, links will be down in the description below, or you can head directly over to our website at www.naughtyboyz.com. And remember, keep it naughty.